Yo, what up? Sorry for the fan running in the background here. It's so hot in this room. Okay, we're going to get to the show because it's a long one. This is going to be quick, but I just want to let you know it is a little ADHD today. There are many sidebar conversations, as you'll hear us comment on. Yeah, all playoffs pretty much, just basketball and hockey playoff talk for most of the show. So, without further ado, that's an old one. Let's start the show. Welcome to this episode of Stone Sports. I am Bert. With me, as always, I have Dubs and Meech. Say what up, boys.
Yeah.
And apparently, instead of your names, you're just gonna do sex operator voice over here. Jesus Christ.
Well, I have to be a little bit quiet today because my pops is like sleeping in the other room, and so yeah, it's gonna be like sexy late night radio DJ Birdie this week. But yeah, enjoy it.
Welcome to 95.
Or I could do Dairy Merbles if it makes you feel better.
Jazz. Dairy Merbles.
Yeah, I could talk
I'm
like
from
this.
Thoughts and your
Thoughts for your
thoughts.
thoughts on Dairy Merbles. All right, so
I
what's
just restarted
going on?
watching that too.
Oh yeah, I just started watching Mindhunter again last night, and it is so.
Oh
good.
yeah,
Yeah, I haven't
I
watched it
haven't
in a
watched
long
3
time.
shows.
It's so good.
I've
man.
watched it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, this is I think my third time watching it, and I don't know, like you just forget how good it is every time you go to watch it. You're like, fuck, this is so good.
Yeah, and then you remember, oh wow, there's not gonna be another season for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know, right? If there's gonna be one at all. He said there might not be another one. It just depends on how Netflix wants to approach it. So come on, Netflix, do me a solid. I need like at least one more.
Come
Just one
on.
more. Like I need the like BTK season. That's what I need to
Yeah.
happen. Come on, just one more.
No puzzles, Netflix. No puzzles.
No puzzles, no puzzles, no puzzles. I watched that last night too, actually. It's funny you bring that up. I watched Charlie McDennis. One of the all-time
Yes!
great episodes. Did they score?
Oh!
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Doubles ahead of me.
Woo!
That's so lit.
He's
Like,
got
What
that-
nothing? This
He's
fucking
got-
series is done. Wrap this bitch up. We're on to round 2.
and he has
They want no part of
spoken
this.
too soon.
David Pasternak is so motherfucking good. That was nasty.
I don't
And the Oilers
just
are
walk
2 up
in
on
the
the Jets
zone.
right now.
Yeah,
so
my
that's
boy
good.
Draisaitl
Oh!
had a fucking disgusting goal for the first goal of that game.
Yeah. I mean, their offense is. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So do we have an oof this week, or I like that you wrote oot W.
Oot of the week.
I wrote that in the description for last week's episode too. I was
I
like,
didn't
I
notice. I didn't know.
got an acronym for it now.
Yeah, oot. I like it. What is the oot of the week?
We're going down to Florida again, boys. We got ourselves a Florida fuckwit. So a lady was nearly naked, led cops on a high-speed chase in a stolen '09 Buick. No, sorry, stolen '09 Cadillac.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what sort of Buick was it? That's very important to me.
'09 Cadillac sedan.
Also, I'm not surprised that we're constantly in Florida. I mean, everyone knows how Florida operates. And I think I've been through this on the show. We should just build a giant wall and just send all the prisoners to Florida and let them fight it out. That's how Florida
This
should
lady-
exist.
Meech is. I mean, who are you, Birdie?
Birdie.
Jesus Christ.
He said
Birdie-
beach. You're beach.
I got absolutely ripped before the episode again. So fucking. So Birdie's in favor of building a wall all of a sudden?
Yeah, only in Florida. What we do is we turn Florida into a penal colony. We build like an 80-foot wall, so it's impossible to scale, and we just send all the terrible people to Florida and let them fight it out in the swamps of Florida to survive. I think it's a good plan.
It would turn into like a Mad Max swamp version.
Yeah, which would also make such a dope video game. Just throwing that out there.
you film all that shit with like hidden cameras everywhere. It's also like America's #1 TV show.
Yeah, but it would have to be somewhere other than A&E, which is probably where that would end up. It would end up on
Spike.
A&E. Yeah, Spike.
Spike.
I'm so old.
And
I
we
remember
call
when
it
Spike
Florida-
was TNN.
We call it Florida Fuckwits.
Yeah, Florida Fuckwits. I actually think that sounds like a pretty good like beer league hockey team. The Florida
Yeah,
Fuckwits.
it's not bad.
That's pretty good. Not bad at all.
They're just a bunch of goons.
Yeah.
Now introducing thy Florida.
Yeah, it's pretty solid stuff. So what happened with this lady? What'd she do?
She stole this car. Fucking they tried to make a stop on her. She pulled over for a second and then got back on the highway and sped up to 110 and started changing lanes. Was driving over onto the shoulder, and then they eventually like just pit maneuvered her off into a fucking swamp right off the side of the highway. And she was fully unclothed except for she was only wearing underwear, no bra, no shirt, no pants.
Oh,
So
wow.
tits out.
So she went
yeah.
into the swamp with no clothes on.
Yep.
Great. Ew.
And what
dude.
was they also found meth and meth pipe.
Oh, wow. Actually, you just reminded me of something. Yesterday, at an exit right by my music studio, someone got caught. Someone was pulled over driving 95 miles an hour on the highway. And when they pulled him over, they found 5 pounds of crack and 25 pounds of weed.
That's so much crack.
And so I click
Good
on the
God.
link and I look at all the comments, and literally everybody just said the same shit. If you have that many, pounds of drugs in your car, why are you driving that fast? And somebody was like, well, they
You
must have
should
been
be
doing the
driving
crack.
3 miles under the speed limit, dude. That is
Yeah,
the
that's the
most
problem. They're all dipping into the supply. They're just fucking high on crack, driving all
Yeah.
of these drugs across
Jesus
state
Christ.
lines and shit.
And they were in like a sports car too. One guy was like, look, if you don't want to get caught, you buy a fucking minivan and you drive like 5 under or 5 over, and that's
Or like a
it.
Corolla.
Right?
Like a Corolla, dude. Like just the most unassuming. Well, that's here. I mean, it might
No,
not
it's
be like
unassuming
that back
here.
there.
It's unassuming here.
Okay.
I feel like
'Cause I went to
Corollas are
Detroit one
unassuming
time and-
everywhere.
Seeing like a Toyota or Honda
Not
in
my
Detroit
friends.
was like, it didn't happen.
Right. In Detroit, that would make sense, though. That would make sense. 'Cause that's
The
like
minivan
General
isn't
Motors
always.
capital.
Oh, Taylor Hall. Oh, fuck.
Double's coming over here. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Taylor Hall.
Oh my god. If he scored, I might have. But the minivan is not always the most unassuming vehicle, because me and a lot of my friends, one of our favorite hangover shows is Live PD. And half the time they pull over cars for drug busts, they just pull over like some minivan with the tail light out, and they just have like 5 pounds of weed in their wheel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I'm just saying, if you're moving 25 pounds of weed and
Yeah.
5 pounds of crack, you ain't fitting that shit in a Corolla, bro.
No,
You're going to have to get a fucking minivan. And
That's
check
true.
the
That's
lights
true
and shit, dude. Like, every time I see that, and I'm like, bro, like, why are you
Go
running
get it
drugs with a
inspected.
broken tail light? Like, you
Go
can
get
fix
it
that in
inspected
20 minutes, man.
right before you fucking go pick
You don't
up
even
all
have to
these
fucking
drugs.
do that. You can literally fix a broken taillight in 20 minutes by yourself. It's not
Yeah.
hard to. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Anyway, this is another podcast. I don't know what it's called. Drug running advice with Birdie and Dubs. I don't know what it's called, but it's another podcast. So,
Wow, like how you cut me out of that. Thanks.
yeah, well, I mean, we all know you're
That's
still,
when Meech
you're still
gets
in
into
the
the
game,
coke
so I'm not
game.
trying to blow your spot up, bro. Like, I mean. All right, so let's talk about some baseball, and then we'll get to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Playoffs. I like how you threw a little twang on it.
Yeah, man, every day.
Little Mark Twang.
Oh,
Some MLB news. Jose
Brady
Godoy.
just goes, ooh.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
you never heard me do that? We used to do that all the time when someone would like try to act. That wasn't the right situation, but if we'd be out at a bar and somebody would try to be like, "Come at me, bro," all of us would just go, "Ooh," and
Dmitry Orlov's a fucking prick.
Yeah, he is. I mean, most of the players on their team are pricks.
Although I
Oshie's
gotta
chill,
say, Brad
Baxter's
Marchand
chill.
is dirty as fuck.
He is.
Brad?
Yeah, he is.
He is dirty as fuck. He has had 3 items in this series. I'm just like,
Brad?
he is just as dirty. I mean, Double. If this guy played against Double, he would fucking hate him.
Oh yeah, that's what everyone
Brad's-
says about Brad Marchand. If he wasn't on your team, you would hate him. You know, like,
One of the greatest Bruins of all time, Brad Marchand.
I don't know about that.
It's
I
like
don't know
top
about that.
15.
Yeah, he's definitely. I
point.
would say okay, one of the greatest. Yeah, you're right. One of the greatest. Sure. For a
Yeah.
second, I thought you said greatest, and I was like, no.
No. Absolutely not.
We all know who that is.
Yeah. Bobby Orr.
Yeah, the man, the myth, and the legend. I guess not really a myth, but he is a man and a legend. He's a man for sure. All right, baseball.
Seattle Mariners catcher Jose Godoy became the 20,000th player to play in the MLB. Meech, name all 20,000 MLB players.
What?
Go.
Who the fuck is keeping stats on this? Was
Number
someone just
one, Ken Griffey Jr.
Like looking at the fucking Bureau of Labor
Randy
statistics and being like, "Oh, it jumped! Guys, it jumped!"
Yeah, for real. That is a ridiculous stat for someone to keep track of.
If somebody is watching that, it must be going up like the fucking national debt counter. Like there's just constantly new people coming into the MLB.
Yeah. That's a busy job. That person probably deserves a raise. It's like the mailroom, just constantly coming in.
Speaking of, Brad Marchand tied for 5th in playoff goals in Bruins history.
That's
With
actually
David
funny
Krejci.
because that's like, I think where you might want to put him in all-time great Bruins is probably like 5th.
Yeah,
I was somewhere between like 5 and 10.
he's definitely top 10.
Yeah, for sure. He's also a
You've been changing it this episode. You said one of the greatest, then you said top 15, and now you've adjusted it back down to top 10.
Yeah, 15 was being generous to give myself
You're
time.
moving
to
around
think
like a
about
motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
You're flip-flopping. That's what Democrats do.
it. I mean, that guy pulled
Democrats
me
and
over
Mitt
and called me
Romney.
one.
Nice, Meech. I heard your joke. It was good.
Such a fucking good. That was such a great fucking documentary to watch.
Yeah, it was. It's going to be
Mr.
tough
Hands?
to get through this baseball news if we just keep sidebarring the whole fucking show.
That's what the people want. The people want constant sidebars,
Yeah.
Brady.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's all they want.
They want constant
Sidebar.
sidebars and no progression.
Nope, sidebar society. That's what we are.
And then they'll forget about it by the next one. But
Yep.
that's okay. AL East heating up. We are currently in first place still, but we are tied with the Rays. The Yankees are only a game back, and Toronto is like 3 games back now. But I'll tell you what, Toronto is playing in a fake ass stadium,
Yeah.
so I'm not worried about them. The
Yeah.
Yankees can go fuck themselves, and the Rays are going to fall off. We're like a month away from Chris Sale returning, best case scenario. Offense is still top 3 in the league. Pitching has fallen back down to earth, but it's going to, like I said, best case scenario, month away from Chris Sale. That'll help. Hopefully, get a bullpen arm at the deadline. We're going to get Brazier back. We're going to get the other one back. He's escaping me.
Like a third away from the season. Why don't you just calm down? Okay, like every division's heating up because more games have been played.
Which we have the most comeback wins in the MLB so far.
Okay,
You know the last time we did that?
I'm gonna guess when you won the World Series.
Correct.
No one
You
cares.
would be correct. I'm just saying.
He said no.
I'm
one
just
cares.
saying you didn't have a juggernaut like the Dodgers last time you won a World Series. We were defeated from being cheated against.
You were
and,
defeated,
we
not your
just went there
team.
for it. No, the team played. You guys beat us in 4. I mean, come
Because we were
on,
playing the
come on.
best team in the
Get the
fucking
fuck outta here.
league. You just
Anyway,
went out there and
all
got
of the
fucking-
divisions are heating up. Dodgers have started to play well, have won 7 straight, and
Beat like a
now are
drum.
tied atop the NL West with the Padres. The Giants, who went into the weekend in first place, are now in 3rd. Get fucked.
Birdie, have a little Mets update.
What about him? What do you mean?
First in the NL East still.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were talking about like all the, I keep getting all these So remember last
By
last
virtue
week
of just not playing enough games, though,
Right,
because there's 4
exactly.
teams in your division with more fucking wins than you.
Right, which I'm not going to walk into that trap that you're trying to set. But remember, was it a few weeks ago when we were talking about right-sided tightness? I almost said right-sided tightedness. I got another update that someone left with left-sided tightness. And I was like, what is this tightness shit that's going around, bro? It's like a new COVID variant or some shit.
Tightness 19, watch out. Gotta get your tightness shot.
Oh, that's pretty good. A tightness shot. Nice. That's some fucking Oscar Wilde-like wordplay, dude. I actually haven't
Suck
been,
my dick.
like I said a few weeks ago, I have not really been watching the
that was
season
not
thus
so much
far.
Oscar Wilde.
No, not at all. Although he was a freak, so the suck my dick part might still apply. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really been watching the MLB season thus far because I've been still keyed into hockey. Once that's over, that's like normally when I like switch on to baseball. So that'll be over soon. What else is going on in baseball?
The Braves beat the living shit out of the Pirates the other night. They beat them 20-1.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, oh my God.
8 runs, however, were given up by a position player. And me and Meech are talking about this. We've talked about it a couple times, but
Right.
I really think it's fucking bullshit that if you just go down early in a game, you're like, I'm just gonna put my fucking backup catcher on the mound. Fuck it. Let's save the bullpen for next game.
Oh,
I get it. The season's super long. I get it in the grand scheme of things, but it's just like you throw in like it's a long season. Whatever,
Yeah, I can
but
see
you're just
both
throwing in the fucking
sides.
towel.
I can see both sides. Like it's a smart move from like a strategy standpoint, but it's also like kind of a bitch move.
We can all agree that if you're putting in a position player, you have no respect for the game, and therefore shouldn't be mad when someone, Yermin Mercedes, hits a fucking home run on 3-0.
Tony,
Right?
Fucking that fucking clown, dude.
He's like the Twins go out, hit him. Everyone's mad at the Twins, and then Tony La Russa is like, you know what? I think the guys that hit my guy were completely fucking justified. And then everyone's like, hold up, Mr. La Russa.
Well, Lance Lynn said that, ever since he's been playing the game, he's seen the rules go away. Well, that's the difference between an office and the field. Oh my God! What?
Hey, Charles?
That reaction summed it up perfectly.
Tony La Russa looked so fucking bad,
bad.
in that weekend, dude. Like, give me a break.
Every day it was just
Give me a
Tony La
fucking
Russa
break. Give me a
getting
break.
berated. Give me a break. And another thing for MLB, Scott Kasmir on the Giants. Did not know that. Thought he retired like 3 years
I was
ago.
watching that
I
game
figured you were.
yesterday. I was watching it yesterday, and I hear Kasmir, and I was just, a couple innings go by, and I'm like, wait, Kasmir, is this Scott Kasmir still pitching in the MLB? Yes, it is.
Like he was on the Rays, like when I started watching baseball. I feel like, or shortly after. Like he's been around forever.
I'm Googling it right now.
He came up with the Rays.
2004.
Yeah.
2004 was his first season with the Rays. But wasn't he like wicked good right off the bat?
Yeah, no, he was really good. And then he had like surgery, and he was just kind of never the dominant pitcher again. He's had a couple good seasons since then, but nothing like he used to be.
Yeah, I mean he's 30-7, bro.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, the last time he pitched in the majors,
2004 he was in the 2004 he came up first as September call-ups at 20 years old. 2006 was his first year in the rotation. Oh, he was opening day starter 2006. He was in the rotation.
Yeah.
05.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fucking dude's been around forever.
Yeah. That's
I mean, and then when you get to my age, you're just like, wait, is that dude's kid or is that
right.
someone
Right.
else? Like, I remember the Upton brothers kept changing names in the offseason, and so you just thought there were like 10 in the goddamn league at some point. You're like, wait, BJ?
Yeah, I remember BJ Upton like changed his name and then went back to BJ, didn't he?
Yeah, he changed his name
Yeah.
to Melvin, which is his either given name or his dad's name, and then changed it back to BJ after he was like, Maybe people will remember the good years.
Do you think anyone did the thing
I
Jim
remember
does
that.
when Andy's like, I go by Drew now, and he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna call you that. Do you think anyone was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna call you that?
Yeah, I called him BJ.
Then he punched a hole in the wall, went back to anger management. That was all I had from LB though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else.
So you want to talk about these playoffs?
Yeah, I want to get into hockey before we get into basketball, since we've been already hinting at it for like the first bit of the episode here.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Is there anything you want to talk about before we talk about the series themselves? Because I feel like we should do that and then talk about the series. So if there's any news stuff that you guys want to talk about, I think we should probably do that first.
I think I'll start with a couple throwaway things here.
Yeah.
Kraken, they made their first signing.
Yeah. Who was it?
I have it here.
I've been kind of tuned out because
Lucas
of stuff going on.
Henman. The Henman.
The Henman. Okay.
Lucas Henman. Not big news. I remember when Vegas did this, when they were becoming a team, and I was like, oh, I won't remember that guy's fucking name in a year. And I didn't.
Yeah,
and
once the
probably gonna be
playoffs
same
are over,
case
though.
with the Henman.
Yeah, once the playoffs are over, though, it will be really interesting because I think teams will sort of be offering them trades in order to either make room to get a more significant player. Just there's all sorts of wizardry you can work out when an expansion draft is up and coming. So I think in the offseason, it's going to be much more interesting news surrounding the Kraken.
They're going to be in the news pretty much every day during the offseason.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Connor McDavid, no point.
Yeah. That's
I mean, like Mike Beach said though, his boys been carrying, so
yeah, it's honestly
him and Draisaitl, that was their first point. Each of them, one had an assist, one had a goal.
Yeah, I mean, we could just talk about the Oilers since we're talking about this now. The Oilers they're currently beating the Jets in the game right now, but they're down 2 games right now. And watching the highlights and stuff, I haven't watched the games. I assume you have, Meech, but in the highlights,
keep coming on after the Bruins games. So I'll watch a couple minutes of them before I can do whatever else I'm doing.
Well, when I watch the highlights, the one thing that stuck out to me is it seems like they're not back checking enough. Now they're there, but if you watch a lot of the Jets goals, there's not a lot of effort being made to stop them from taking those shots. So that to me is the real problem because their offense is always firing. Their offense is awesome. I just feel like if they back checked a little harder, they probably may have been able to pull out, at least one of those games. But it's also not surprising that McDavid doesn't have a point. Sidney Crosby only had 2 shots in his last game. A lot of times in the playoffs, those big name guys, they double up on them, watch them, which should create ice for other players. So with the Oilers, I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery to me. Like I said, I haven't watched the games. Have you watched them, Meech? I assume you have.
No. Didn't work out. They're not my actual team.
I know.
I don't act. I'm just I stopped betting and then
How
I was
many
just
Chargers games did you watch, Purdy?
No, but the reason I say that is because they're on later, and that's 7:00 for him, whereas it's 10, for me. So I assume he's probably.
Well, I've been doing
just
stuff
grinding.
So I've been mostly just putting it on the background.
Right.
So I keep catching the early series.
Right.
So Florida Lightning, I've heard a couple of those games in the background while I'm working on the house.
And the last 2 nights we just played 8 hours of Call of Duty.
Right.
That is factual. Yesterday we literally played it was a long time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I just watched the highlights of those games, and it just looked like the Oilers' defense just wasn't back-checking enough. And I've seen that before, and it usually comes back to bite you in the ass. But speaking of Sidney Crosby and the Pens and the Islanders, that's one of the more, I won't say exciting series, but it's interesting because like I said before we recorded, I like it when it's one team wins one game, one team wins another game. They go back and forth because each game gets heightened in importance at that point. So that's been a pretty interesting series, but it's a tough one to call. I don't really know who could win that one. It's like I said, it's back and forth like a motherfucker. But if the Islanders can continue to keep Sidney Crosby from scoring, then they have a chance to pull that one out. I'd rather the Pens win, though. I'd like to see the next round with the Pens and the Bruins in. Hopefully the Bruins can win this game. Is the score still 1-0?
Yes, it should be fucking 2. That goddamn goal
Yeah.
should have gone in.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. They'll get another one. I believe in them. The Avalanche are dominating the Blues, boys. Have you seen any of that?
Shocking.
I
No,
saw
it's
Nazem
not.
Kadri gets fucking suspended.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute.
Let's talk about it because fucking he got suspended 8 games for past goddamn prior shit, and Tom Wilson didn't.
That's so fucking true, dude. That's so true.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong.
I was
at
thinking
all.
that same thing. They popped him.
They
huge
popped
on
him
that, and I
8
was like, wait a
games.
second.
So Tom Wilson got a fuck. Go! Let's fucking go!
Oh,
Patrice Bergeron.
let's go. You gotta love it. Eat your heart out, Peter Laviolette. Fuck you, bro. I hate that guy. He's such a shitty coach. But yeah, no, you're right. That's such a fair point.
Yeah,
like, how are
okay,
you gonna do that to
That was
Kadri and
such
not
a
do it to
basic
Wilson?
ass goal, by the way.
Yeah, it was, but whatever. We're up 2-0 in the playoffs, so
Good God.
I mean, if you win that game, you win the series.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
over. It's over.
And then the Penguins can come get this fucking dick.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know how that series would play out. But yeah, I mean, Avalanche are just
Bloody.
crushing
I
the
think
Blues.
they would. Yeah, that's not shocking.
Vegas
yeah,
has kind
but
of
this
bounced back on
motherfucker-
the Wild and is now winning.
Hold
out
on, this
those games.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Tom Wilson gets fucking just a goddamn fine. Kadri's been suspended so many goddamn times. Probably less than Wilson though, despite all.
I'll Google it
everything.
right now.
It's a stat I'd like to know. And he got popped 8 games again, really off of prior shit. It was a dirty hit and it injured a player. He gets suspended 8 games. Tom Wilson is playing in this series. Kadri is, if the Avs are going to advance, because like we said, they're dominating, but if they weren't, he would be out for the remainder of their season. Just some bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, seems not fair, really, but
A little fishy.
Yeah. Let's see who else is playing right now. Montreal and Toronto. That's
That series has been boring as fuck.
yes, it has. I agree with you. And it's honestly, I'm not shortchanging Toronto here. They're a good team, but Montreal's been taking some bad penalties, bro. And it's like they're on like
Yeah.
Toronto's on like 3 or 4 power plays a game, and you like their power plays clicking. And when someone's power plays clicking, obviously you can't let them have power plays all the goddamn time.
yeah.
Yeah, but the Wild and the Knights series is interesting because not this past game, but the one before that, the Wild just got blown out by the Knights. The shot count was ridiculous. It was like 40 to like 17. And then the past game, it was kind of the other way. It was a little bit closer, but I just think what's happening is the Knights have better goaltending. Cam Talbot is not a bad goalie, the goalie for the Wild, but I'm not so sure he was ever really meant to be a first-string goalie. He was our backup goalie years ago, and he performed so well that I think he, got himself into a first-string position, but I was never sold on it anyway. There were people at the time who were like, get rid of Lundqvist and let Talbot be the goalie. There's always some ridiculous shit like that on Twitter. But I was never sold on it, so I don't know. I feel like that's their main issue, which is sad because I would like them to
has
go
done
further.
pretty well, though.
No, he is. He's not bad at all. I just don't think he's...
I mean, even the game they won, they had more. The Knights had more shots than the Wild. Even the game the Wild won.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He's not bad goalie. He's a good goalie. I just feel like he's inconsistent. Sometimes he's really good, and then sometimes he's not so good. Like I said, he was our backup
story
goalie.
of the goalie. Look at Jare.
Yeah, right. Fair
That's
enough.
true.
Fair enough. What were you gonna say, Dubs?
I was just gonna say Cam, like the name Cam Talbot, like it doesn't say Stanley Cup winner to me.
Hold on though. My question is, what kind of name says Stanley Cup winner? Like Marc-Andre Fleury?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. It's just got to have some flair to it, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
Tuukka
little
Rask.
woo.
I can see that. I can see that.
So I heard
yeah.
during today's game that Tuukka has never won a cup for the fucking Bruins.
Yeah, Tim Thomas won. He was the backup.
Yeah, he was the backup when they won in 2010?
Yeah, 11.
Was it 11?
It was 2011. Yeah.
Okay, against the Canucks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Sedin sisters.
Yeah, I remember that series. That was funny. Because everybody was all hyped for Vancouver to win because they had never won one, and it had been, 40 years, I think, at that
And then
point.
Tim Thomas walked in there and stonewalled him.
I mean, the entire team. You guys ran over them, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, when Zdeno Chara was, still, prime.
In his prime,
beast
yeah.
mode. Yeah.
We had old-ass Mark Recchi.
How does that make you feel, knowing that
And
you might
Lucic.
beat the team that he's on now? Is that a confusing feeling at all?
I love Chara, but if that's the case, shouldn't have left, buddy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why he did leave. Did he
Should've
leave, or
taken-
was it like a...
No,
he was
they
showing the
offered-
door.
They offered him less money than the Capitals, and they were going to give him less playing time, but they did offer him.
Okay.
So they basically show him the door.
Yeah. He is getting up there, dude. He's ancient
Yeah.
at this point for a hockey player, so it's a fair move.
And we have young defensemen like Carlo and McAvoy that need
Right.
the playing time more
Yeah.
than he does.
Yep, I agree with you. And I think McAvoy has potential to be better than him,
I think, yeah.
from
McAvoy's
on both
a
sides of the ice, if you will.
absolute monster.
Yeah, for sure. I'd
He
like
just
to have
needs
him
to
on
stay
my
on the
team.
fucking ice.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, Tampa Bay, that series looks to be just about over.
Yep. Yeah, which is a
Uh,
goddamn shame because I
Florida
really
might-
wanted Panthers to win.
I heard they might go to their 20-year-old goalie in Game 5.
I mean, I don't hate the move.
Power to you, bro.
Yeah, I don't hate the move.
Also, Kucherov came out and got hurt after sitting the entire fucking season.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't never want a player to get hurt. Kucherov get better soon, but the Lightning kind of deserve that shit for pulling that.
Yeah. And, I was thinking about it today before we did the show, kind of mulling it over. I really think the Panthers, their only hope to win the series would be to just outscore the Lightning. That would be their only hope, because I don't think you're going to stop them from scoring. At least the Panthers aren't. I don't think they're going to stop, shut them down, especially with Stamkos, and all that stuff. So their only hope would be to outscore them, and I'm not so sure they can get that done. So I don't know if they're going to be able to claw their way back in, man. It's all she wrote, I'm afraid, which fucks my bracket already. But like I said, I picked my bracket on who I wanted to win, not who I thought was going to win. So
It's
I've
weird,
got...
though. Have you looked where the Florida Panthers play?
Yeah, in Sunrise, right? Isn't it Sunrise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Which is random as fuck.
It's so
All
random.
the giant cities. It's not close to any of them, dude.
I know.
It's 2 hours away from the closest city you know's name.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they're there.
I thought they were in Tallahassee. They're in fucking
No, they're in
Sunrise.
Sunrise,
Where even
Florida.
is that?
Sunrise, which is 2 hours away from I think Tallahassee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
Yeah, that's where I thought they were, was Tallahassee.
No, they're in
2
Sunrise,
hours
Florida.
away from Tallahassee.
Jesus Christ. Only the Florida Panthers are playing in some random ass fucking.
Yeah.
They're goddamn near. They're fucking basically at Boca Raton.
I mean, that's still weird though. It's so weird because
I agree with you.
They have such major cities in Florida. You
Mhm.
would think that one of them would house this other team.
Yeah, you
I'm-
think
we're-
Miami would have taken a swing, or even Orlando would take a swing, but I guess Sunrise somehow won the day.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
They said, we'll build you a stadium here, and they said, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Was there any other hockey stuff
It's
you guys want to
fucking-
talk about?
They're now the Boca Raton Panthers.
BR Panthers.
No, they're not the Boca Raton Panther. The Boca Raton would sound better.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, he's saying to him that's who they are now. Yeah, I agree with you. The BR
I
Panthers.
still like
I'm down.
keeping them as the Sunrise Panthers because it's so goddamn random.
It is so random. It is so random. You guys want to talk about some basketball?
Basketball, yeah, I will. John
Oh.
talks about some b-ball, some hoops.
Hell
some
yeah.
hardwood.
I love.
You want
I
to talk
love
about some
shooting hoops.
hardwood?
It's like jazz.
Yeah, we can, I guess.
We can what?
Talk about some hardwood.
Yes, he
All
said
right.
it. He said it.
All right.
Like the Bare Naked Ladies song, I just made you say underwear.
I just made you say hardwood.
Oh, by the way, before we talk about basketball, I love the other night. I just opened my phone at like 4 in the morning and I see a text from me just like, I bet you hate Linkin Park too.
I've asked you that about 7 times because they're like one of my favorite bands growing up, and I was like, I bet you he hates them.
No, I
really
give you the
thought
same answer every time you ask this question. I don't hate them. I just don't like them. But when we were kids, I owned Hybrid Theory. I had the record. After that, I was out, though. Like, when Meteora came, like, I was out on that.
Meteor was real good, too.
They're-
It's getting nasty.
I
thought he said, let's get nasty.
Let's get
I thought he just
nasty.
ran and went, oh, let's get nasty.
Let's get
No, I
nasty.
thought the fucking
Talk about some
Bruins
hardwood.
and
Let's get
Caps are gonna
nasty.
start slugging at each other right now.
I hope they do. That'd be fun to watch.
I hope we just murder somebody. All right.
Basketball.
No, I was gonna say something else. What were you just talking about before?
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park.
Before that. Oh, okay. No. That's right.
I
Okay.
was like, what
I
are you
thought
talking about?
when Bernie
I don't
said-
know what I was talking about before that.
Fair enough. When Bernie said, I opened my phone at 4 a.m. and laughed, I thought it was going to be the Macho Man promo I sent into the fucking.
Oh, no. I've seen that so many times, dude.
The beat goes on.
I've seen it so many times. I'll have to send you the
So
video
good.
montage of just him breathing. I've definitely sent it to you.
He
I've
sent it to
seen
me
that.
a
I've
couple
seen that.
times. He was a fucking treasure, man. Oh yeah!
And I love how it just ends with him going, it's enough to get me to the boiling point.
Cream of the crop.
Oh, we're in the stratosphere. The madness and the mania.
You know that dude was just high off his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he went to do one of those things.
Oh, dude, when I was like 13, I was like, that's cocaine. I hadn't even done it yet. Never seen it or smelled it, nothing.
Just
but I knew.
snorting lines.
Yeah, I knew. Like, that dude was just railing gator tails all day.
Railing gator tails.
That's what they call them when you get a
With a
big
saying
line
like
about
that,
a
you
gator
belong in
tail.
Florida, Birdie.
I'm
You've been
naming the
banished from
episode
Florida.
Railing Gator Tail.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's it.
Good call.
That's what they call them when you get a big line of cocaine. They call it a gator tail. That's a cocaine term for all you people who are not hip to it out there. There you go. Now you can go jive talk with a bunch of cokeheads.
Now we're gonna get a bunch of cokeheads clicking on this episode. They're gonna be like, weed and coke, I'm down.
Gator tail.
Yeah, or we're gonna get like the cast of Swamp People from the History Channel and be like, "Oh, it's my new favorite
Oh
podcast."
my
But
god!
then we're gonna start them off at the start when we're shitting on Florida, talking about the Florida fuckwits.
Oh, that's so true. Oh, man, I miss the History.
Well,
Channel.
Florida people,
Yeah.
cokeheads, if you made it this far, thank you. This is Stone
Yeah,
Sports.
we really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, man. The sidebars are strong today, just very strong. But let's get back to basketball. Let's try to keep the show on track. Be
Sidebars
professional
are
for
strong
once.
is also a strong title name.
Not
gonna be
Rail-
a-
I don't
Railin
think
Gator
we're
tails.
supposed to be professional.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think anyone would come here for professionalism, and if they did, well, tough shit.
If they
Basketball?
did, they're smoking too much. Basketball.
It'll 5 transitions from Birdie to get there.
I think he had a lot for baseball too. It's been
1 week
It's
since you
been-
looked at me. Sorry, I had to.
more
Just made
fucking
you
bare
say
naked
underwear.
ladies, dude.
Yeah, I have a friend who has a theory that you can walk up to anyone at any point in time and just go, "It's Ben," and they'll sing the song in their head. Like, it'll get stuck in their head. And it's true, because you just said, "It's Ben," and now I'm singing it in my head. All right, this is the last time. Basketball.
All right.
NBA playoffs started. we were talking about the NHL playoffs. We're going to move on to some hardwood playoffs. The opener was between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. That went to OT, where the Bucks were able to top the Heat 109 to 107. That series is going to be intense. I feel like the Heat upset the Bucks last year. The Bucks don't want that to happen again. And they started off game one with a victory. However, it did go to overtime and it was close. So that series should be a good one to watch the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be helped by the fact that the Bucks are just so much better than they were last year. It should be a lot tougher of an out for the Heat, who I think might have caught fire last year, and I don't know if they're as good as they played last year.
Yeah, I think you're right, Meech. I think they benefited from the bubble more than any other team, obviously, because they made it all the way to the fucking finals.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's just that, but just in playoff series, sometimes teams catch fire. I mean, we see it not as much in basketball, but I mean, you see it in baseball. You see the wild card wins baseball World Series all the time. You just need a hot goalie in the NBA NHL playoffs. So
yeah, the Kings won, and they were a wild card team when they won their second cup. Yeah, every series was 7 games, and they won. So
right. So, and you're seeing you see that sometimes less in the NBA, but I think it's kind of a good example for what happened to the Heat last year in the playoffs. They just caught fire and were great.
Great. Next series here, we got the Mavs and the Clippers. The Mavs beat the Clippers in game 1 pretty handedly.
Another series from last year.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people asking if the Mavs could upset the Clippers. They're playing them again this year. Teams look a little bit different, but they're basically the same. I personally think the Clippers are going to win it. I think they have more star power. While Dallas is more of a one-man show. They kind of rely on Luka for everything. If Kristaps can get hot, they're going to win a game or two. But they also don't have their best interior defender. Maxi Kleber is going to be out for at least a couple games. And I think that's going to be a huge impact for those ISO players, Leonard and George. Getting to the rim, not having that defensive anchor is going to be a big impact.
Yeah.
LeBron and the Lakers. LeBron violated the health and safety protocol. I forget what it was he attended. Did you see that, Meech?
No.
He violated that the other day, and there's absolutely zero repercussion from it.
I mean, that's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, it's whatever at this point. Because that same day they said coaches could take off masks if they were vaccinated and shit.
I mean, it just in all honesty, he is the NBA. What do you do? What are you going to do to him?
But again,
you're gonna tell your TV network you have to fucking sit out Mr. LeBron James because he violated protocol. Good luck with that one.
One thing, like when Kyrie violated it, like the start of the season, when they're like just trying to get everyone healthy, and teams are just going through. Teams are just going through, getting like COVID bouts and getting players back and everything. It's different now when we really haven't.
The landscape has shifted dramatically. I mean, now I think I haven't followed it as closely, but NBA is pretty pro-vaccine. I think most of their players are vaccinated, and they are totally in front of that.
And on top of LeBron's star status, that nothing was going to happen, and I don't think it should.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you pushed all these guys to get all this stuff to get back to normal, and then when they kind of get back to normal in more than one way, then you're gonna punish them, and it's just they're not taking him out of the playoffs. They're not calling TNT saying, yeah, we have to sit LeBron for 3 games.
And the ratings are gone.
Exactly. Yeah, like everyone was all like, "Oh yay, these playing games are so fun." I'm like, no, they're not. They're horrible. The only reason it was kind of fun is because you had the Warriors versus the Lakers. That's the only one that was kind of fun, and it had huge ratings because it's the Warriors and the Lakers.
Right. But the Lakers played the Suns, and they're playing the Suns in their first round matchup. Game 1 went to Phoenix, but I expect the Lakers to come out in Game 2 and the rest of the series fixed, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, AD said after the game he can't play like that, and not forget about series. He can't play like that and win a game.
Right.
They have to. He has to play better. So good, kudos for him calling himself out. You know.
Yeah, that's what you like.
I
to
like
see
when
from your
players
stars.
show ownership. Not just like, oh yeah, that's my bad, but like I need to be better. I have to play better if we are going to win. Like
Right.
that's great.
For sure. Blazers, they're playing the Nuggets first round. They picked up Game 1. They are on the back of Dame, so they are up 1-0 on the Denver Nuggets. Which that series could be. I feel like it's just star v star. They're not obvious opposite positions, but one man show versus one man show because the rest of their counterparts can't stay healthy.
Right. Yeah. No, totally. That's a good call out. It's definitely going to be who gets the better of who, not who gets the better of whom, but who puts up more points and has more of a difference in for their team. The star versus the star, Jokic versus
Lillard.
Dame.
And Game 1, it was Dame. So Game 1 went to Portland.
Yeah.
Celtics, we are facing the Nets. We hung with them in the first half, really. Then we couldn't hit any fucking shots, and Brooklyn Star Power got the best of us. They beat us by over 10. It was tied going into the fourth, and it just fell apart from there. I feel like the series is going to be a wash.
Well, it's not going to be a wash. It's going to be a loss.
Yeah.
Wash would mean both sides come out even. That's not how this is going to end.
Okay. I guess I was not aware of the meaning of wash.
A wash essentially means it all stays the same. That's a wash.
I don't know the meaning of that either.
I thought it was like they washed them. They got fucked.
No. Absolutely not.
They washed them? How would that equate to them getting fucked? Well, I guess you got to take
Just
a
like
shower
wash-
before you have sex.
I equated it to them washing
Wash
their
the
blood off
grime
walls.
right off of them.
It was like blood off the walls.
They're going to come out of this fucking matchup sparkling clean, damn it.
That's
I
power
like
pine song.
you blew their brains out all over the wall. I need to wash them off the wall. That was kind of my.
Yeah, right. Okay, I can see that.
Whatever
logic.
it was a jump, okay? Because that was real bad.
It's all right, Dubs. We'll soldier on. We'll soldier on.
No, I'm done. That's on that.
Oh, you're
not on the
done.
wash.
Oh, you're
I'm
done.
just fucking with you.
The walk-off.
76ers last series to talk about here. I'm going through the ones that have been played. Obviously, the Knicks Hawks haven't played yet. They play tonight, and there's another one too. Jazz, whoever the Jazz are playing. Sixers beat the Wizards. Embiid looked great. Westbrook carried for the Wizards, but I think the Sixers are going to be one of the final four teams in it, probably.
That's
Yeah.
I think it was closer than it really needed to be, and it's not going to be that close again.
Right. Agreed. That's all I got for basketball.
Okay. Do you want to move it on to some football? That's my Derry
I would
Burbles
love
voice.
to, Derry. We know. We heard it earlier.
Football for your football.
Literally
with
talked
Derry
about it
Marbles.
35 minutes ago.
All right.
Back in the cage, Derry.
Okay, football. Let's go. I tried to think of a joke, but I couldn't think of one. I had a seizure.
No.
I seized.
Sees.
Should have said set hike on the football.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been really good.
Come the fuck on, Birdie.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm just gonna
no nicknames and piss poor transitions.
I'm just gonna go take a shower with all my clothes on, drink a couple glasses, go fuck myself while I'm at it. Just have a full-on mental breakdown. Because you guys just don't
sit
love
in the
me
fetal
anymore.
position.
Yeah, I'm going to like full-on Casino Royale. Just take a shower with my clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be really sad and desperate. Maybe we could stream that on
Curl
Twitch.
up with that.
Might get some views.
Curl up with an half kid.
Jesus, this show took a dark turn.
Yeah, let's try to get back to some light stuff and talk about some football here. See, there we go. I got a transition.
Circle of love.
Yeah, circle of life.
Time for football.
Sunday.
Yeah, just start doing all of the intro songs.
Oh man, that'll get us copyrighted so fast. All right, so what's the football news of the week, Dubs?
Football news.
I mean, have you guys ever done that thing where you do someone's theme song and to you totally know what it is, and they just look at you like you're stupid? Like, I had no idea what you were talking about.
If I do someone's theme song, what do you mean?
Like, just hum it.
Yeah. Or like, yeah.
No, I've never really had that happen. I've actually, but I don't know. References normally don't slide by me, so.
That is factual. You're like a fucking fishing net for like you catch all of them.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Bernie, you're like a fishnet. Let me tell you
It's
what.
the best compliment I've ever gotten. It's the best
You're as
compliment
wide
I've
as
ever
a fishing net. Oh. That turned into a slight.
Now back in the shower with all your clothes on. You got that one compliment. That's all you get.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go cry on Twitch.
Sorry, I took us off path, but I just was wanting to know if anyone has ever done
Get
that.
back in front of the camera.
Anyway.
Yeah, what's going on in football?
Julio Jones, probably gonna be a Patriot.
I
I think they might even just give him to us for free. Like,
What?
they'll just be like, you know what? You guys can just have Julio.
Uh-huh. We've talked about this before. I'm sure the team that 28-3 is etched in their brain is not doing any business with the Patriots.
Because
anytime
they're
soon.
beta and they're bitches and they just roll over and let us pet their belly every time we're in the same room with them.
Okay, but that still ends up with you not getting their player.
It might.
How? In what world?
I don't know. But I just keep seeing all the rumors where Julio Jones is going to be a Patriot. I'm getting real excited. I just keep flashing back to Randy Moss, but it's going to be 2.0 with the Mac Attack, Mac 10, Mac Jones, and Julio Jones. The Jones and Jones. It's like Johnson and Johnson, but way better. And it doesn't give you blood clots. It gives you touchdowns.
They are
Just waiting for it.
just almost like blindly, like you
What?
you follow your teams like a cult leader. Gets like it's irrational that you just
Hold on.
When Bill
Don't we
Belichick
all
gives you
have that
20 years
with
of
one
success.
team though? We all have that with like one
Bill
team.
Belichick
Right?
No.
gives you 20 years of success. You will follow blindly whatever that man wants to do.
until the Dodgers won last year. I thought we were cursed forever. Honestly, I
Right.
didn't want to watch. Like I was just so tired of losing every year.
Right, but you were still there.
Right, but you just don't have blind.
Oh, I see. You're saying like blind
optimism
faith
that it's
in
gonna
the
happen every
leadership.
year. Yeah, I
Right,
was very
right.
real to the fact that we just weren't going to win in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I see your point now, and that's totally valid. You're
Mac Jones
vindicated.
might win 7 Super Bowls. I don't know.
Oh my god, it's exhausting.
Mac 10.
Have any other thing to talk about the football? Stupid Patriots.
I figure we talk more about the Patriots, but yeah, we can move on.
I hope you guys have just as bad of an season this
Oh.
year. You know, you actually got some teams in that division. It might not be as easy as it used to be.
You spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah, because that usually ends well for teams.
Yeah, but we don't do it, so it will for us.
Once again, with the blind optimism. Anyway, you wanna talk about
Marquise
cuts?
Lee signed and waived by the Niners same day.
Wow.
Signed him, brought him in, then said, "Get the fuck out, buddy."
think he just like showed up in the wrong thing or something? Like,
You think he probably just showed up?
was he wearing his old team gear
know what
to
it
the new
was?
team facility?
You know what it was? Colin Cowherd was hanging out at the facility, and he showed up with his hat backwards, and he was like, "You know what, Jed, go ahead and get rid of that guy."
King Colin Cowherd is such a clown, dude.
Wicked clown. But yeah, I don't know what it was. Just signed and cut. He made it like that. I don't know. I could like
It's
talk over
football.
the phone maybe, and they brought him in. And they're like, "You are 275 pounds, so you cannot play receiver."
Your profile on Wikipedia looks a lot different than who just showed up. You're not a lineman, right? You're
He's
a wide
holding up
receiver?
his headshot in front of his face, then he moves it. He's like, "This is not you."
It's like when Johnny tries to get the new agent, and he's like, "We need updated headshots," and he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Cause
911. Somebody killed Marquise Lee and is wearing his skin.
because you look about 15 years older than you really are." Like, oh my god.
No. Fuck.
Why are you fucking?
Oh,
They scored.
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly what that meant.
They scored 10 seconds into the period.
Oh yeah, they did.
Ugh.
Which is funny. The camera is going to be on Zdeno Chara about 50% of this game. Apparently, they keep showing his mug, dude.
Yeah, trying to push
It's
that
not a-
narrative.
Not a pretty mug. I love Chara, but he's got one of the ugliest faces.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh.
People
All right,
at this point are
watch
just
along
listening
over.
to
Watch
us like,
along over.
watch the game.
Watch along over. Another sign and cut. Raiders signed David Irving during free agency, former Cowboys D tackle. They cut him before camp. So they went and
It's
gave
just
him-
football. People just get cut like on the daily.
Happens.
On the
Tim
reg.
Tebow. Tim Tebow officially signs with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is going to be wearing number 85 jersey, highest selling jersey of the week.
And he's playing tight
Yeah,
end.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I mean, anyone who didn't think that this wasn't about money or his profile is sadly mistaken.
That's
they
what I
did
said.
Relevant. They're the
Yep.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all it's
I
about.
also read a thing. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I read an article saying that Trevor Lawrence didn't pick up his phone on draft night. They called him like 3 or 4 times, and they're like, what is happening right now?" And they're like, "There's no way he's fucking, but there's no way he's fucking us over. There's no way he's fucking us over." And then they're like they had Urban call him specifically, and he picked up for Urban. He's like, "Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm here. Really, I'm ready to go."
Wow.
But there's apparently like massive panic in the Jaguars war room.
That's it. What if it like came up as spam? Like Apple flagged them as spam.
Where it
just like,
says
"Who the
probably spam or whatever, most likely spam, whatever it says on the iPhone.
He just doesn't even think it's just a spam risk. He just doesn't even think about like that this is draft night. Could be something you call him. He's just like, "Who the fuck is calling my phone? Do not call it."
You gonna answer that, Jonold? No.
This is
I'm
Trevor
just gonna let
Lawrence.
it go
No!
straight to fucking voicemail. It's a prank call.
Yeah,
I
it's somebody
don't-
trying
I
to
don't-
sell me some diet pill.
It's a Jacksonville area code.
I don't know anyone from
That's
Jackson.
exactly where they call you from. Some
Can't
exotic
trust it.
location, goddammit.
Can't trust it.
But yeah, and that's why it was so stupid when all of these analysts were taking the high ground. Whose spot is he taking? Who could sell this many jerseys for them? Who could? I mean, they're not stupid.
Yeah,
Nobody
like-
sells a jersey like Tim fucking Tebow, especially
Especially
in Florida.
in
Florida.
exactly in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, and like you saw, I don't know if you guys saw, but I saw a bunch of people on Twitter and stuff when it first started popping off. Is he gonna like make the cut? And I was just like, yes, of course. Like it's not even a question because it's not about that at this point. It's like you said, it's about jerseys and money. That's all that's about.
And between having Tebow and Trevor Lawrence on your team, they're gonna be on fucking media. And Urban Meyer's first year in the NFL,
Right.
the Jaguars are gonna be all over media this season.
Yep.
Well, and they're on Hard Knocks, aren't they? Aren't they the Hard Knocks team?
I'm pretty sure they are.
I don't know.
Which is weird because
I'm
he's a
gonna
first-year
I'm gonna
head
Google
coach,
to confirm that. But I'm
and
pretty
they
sure are.
have the opt out, but I think this is their owner saying, "Put us on, let's go."
And it's fucking Shad Khan, so he's like, limelight, bring it.
Yeah.
Rumored
to be on Hard Knocks. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't see anything confirming it, but I see a bunch of things saying it's a rumor.
More on that later. And
Just a couple more things here. Patrick Mahomes ahead of schedule on his injury, so Mahomes looking good. Should be back in full form for the regular season.
Should be back fully erect. I mean,
Our hardwood session's over.
it was a little joke I just wanted to do.
oh, I got it. It was good. It worked. Joke played.
Where's my rim shot then?
I don't know.
That was so sad. If that played after a joke, did someone die? Like, what the fuck happened here?
Oh fuck. That's all I had for NFL. I had one more thing I wanted to talk about though.
Mark
Yeah.
Bruno.
Birdie, I'm curious if you've heard anything about it. I know your brother's a big UFC fan. Diego Sanchez.
No, I know
You
there
know-
are
you
like
know what's
rumblings around it, but I don't. Like I said, man, I've had so much going on. I haven't paid much attention
I
to
figured.
anything other than
All right.
Stanley Cup.
So let me get into this to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
Because this is a crazy ass story that has supposedly come to an end today, but I doubt it.
Okay.
Diego Sanchez, former Ultimate Fighter winner. He won, I believe, the first season,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not wrong. And he's been teasing retirement for a while now. He was supposed to have a retirement fight with Donald Cerrone, former training partner. They trained in New Mexico for basically their entire career. Diego Sanchez left New Mexico to go train with this guy who has absolutely no experience whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
He runs a school of spiritual awareness. His name is Josh Fabia.
Yeah, I'm
Diego
looking at a
Sanchez
picture of him right
completely-
now.
Yeah. Diego Sanchez completely abandoned like his friends, his family, his life, his gym, his job, and went completely with this dude in his school of spiritual awareness. They were releasing these videos of their training footage together.
Mm-hmm.
He just had Diego hung upside down with a blindfold on, and this dude was just smacking him in the face. And like
Oh my
smacking him in the
God.
face while he's dangling, punching him in the stomach. And he was like, "We do this for 3 to 4 hours every single day. This is how we train." And then he went into his first fight with this guy in his corner, walked out, and got fucking knocked out immediately.
Wow.
And so everyone has been saying like, there's no way they're not in a relationship. Which, if they are, fine, cool,
Yeah.
whatever.
Who cares? That's
But-
not the issue.
Right, exactly. Who cares? The issue is that you're training a UFC fighter with absolutely no knowledge of what you're doing, and you're getting this guy fucking hurt.
Yeah,
was
that's a
already
lack
hurt.
of responsibility.
The UFC tried to get him, like they tried to kick him out of the promotion. Basically, he tried to fight it because he's got brain damage, and they don't want to employ him anymore, and he doesn't want to stop fighting.
Right. So they're
And
trying to
they were
essentially
at
be the
that
adult
meeting
in
with
the room.
this guy. Right. He went to that meeting with this guy to defend himself. Sanchez didn't say a word. They didn't bring any attorney. He just had this guy talk to this committee of the UFC panel, and they just
Oh.
shot this dude down for like hours.
You know what that sounds like? And I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but have you ever watched that HBO documentary about that cult that like ends up being a sex cult? I'm not saying that
Dude,
has any
it,
parallel to this,
it's
but it sounds like the
it
same way
fucking
that
might.
dude operates. You know what I
Fucking might.
mean? Like that's
Yeah.
crazy as shit. To like basically not have him speak and just speak for him, like that's some like weird control shit, dude.
yeah. But basically, they today, Diego Sanchez announced that he was splitting from Josh Fabia, which was a weird way to announce it. And it wasn't like he wasn't training with him or anything. He was like, we split, parted ways, things like that. And Fabia came out and was like, "Oh, I don't think that's the case. Diego will be back real soon." Some shit like that, like just creepy shit. And people think that's just gonna. I don't know. UFC Twitter's a weird.
Wait a
place
minute.
anyway,
And
but-
Fabia had power of attorney over him?
Yes.
Apparently
he
that's
signed his
been
whole life over it.
terminated. Apparently that's been
Yeah.
terminated according to the article I'm reading. But that's
Yeah, that-
fucking crazy.
Bro, he gave his whole life to this dude.
What the fuck?
It's bizarre. They've only known each other like less than 2 years too.
Wow. Is Real Sports still a
You
thing?
have
'Cause
to
this says like
watch-
Real Sports written all over it.
Yeah, Real Sports is still a thing. You need to watch that training video there, Birdie. It's ridiculous. He's just hung upside down with this dude beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
With no training. You can see the way the dude throws a punch. Like he's never thrown a punch before in his life. And he's training a UFC fighter.
Right.
Diego Sanchez had no cornermen but this guy.
Because that sounds almost like some like old, and I don't really know much about this, so I could be completely wrong. But it sounds like sort of like almost like some shit you see in those old like kung fu movies about like Shaolin monks and shit, where they just like, you know, punch each other over and over again, like, you know, punch a wall like 5,000 times or whatever. But so it's like that dude just watched some kung fu movies and was like, this is how I'll train you. It's like, no, dude, those are movies, bro.
I mean, this guy's a fucking cult leader. We got to talk about cult leaders a lot, apparently. This fucking
Ready?
Yeah,
I got-
right?
Jesus
This
Christ.
article is it's screenshots with captions of their training session. Sanchez meditates. Sanchez meditates some more. He stretches with Fabia upside down. Still upside down, Fabia hits him with a stick and then uses Sanchez's head like a speed bag while Sanchez is blindfolded, continues to use his head like a speed bag. He
Oh
then
my
kicks him
God.
in the head while he's upside down. After that, Fabia whips a black belt at him for about 20 to 30 minutes until the clip just randomly ends.
I mean, like, that's not helping you train at all. It's just giving you head trauma.
And he already has head
I
trauma.
know, that's what I'm
UFC
saying.
doesn't want to employ him because he already has head trauma. And then they released this video and tried to get back into the UFC. And his only spokesperson is the dude punching him in the fucking head. Like, it's just a fucking bizarre scenario. And again, today, apparently that came to an end. But I don't know.
That's crazy,
Bizarre,
dude. I'm so
bizarre.
glad you brought that up because I didn't even
I've
know.
been meaning to bring it up like while these things were coming out, and I kept forgetting. But now that like it came to a close, we can get it all out in one go.
Yeah, that is insane, dude. What the fuck?
some
is
crazy
going
shit.
on?
I just needed to share with somebody.
I fucking appreciate you sharing it. Well, before we go, quick update here. Looks like Colorado has won the game, so Blues are officially out. Avalanche is officially in on the next round. And let's see.
Fuck yeah.
Predators have now tied the series. They beat the Canes 4-3. And looks like the Oilers are shaping up to beat the Jets, so that'll be 2-1. And Boston is still ongoing. So hopefully we can be celebrating a Boston victory on the next show. Is there
Well,
fucking yeah?
let me stop you there. Celebrating is a
There, sir.
strong fucking term.
no?
Acknowledging,
We're popping
maybe?
champagne. We're
I'm
gonna
s-
smoke
if it's
some
against-
pot.
if
we're
it's
gonna
against the
celebrate. We're gonna
Capitals-
play some music.
Yeah, if it's against the
Aren't the
Capitals, I'm
Bruins still
celebrating any
kind of
victory.
like your rivals, though?
The Rangers.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
What a hit!
No, not really. I think they're going to be in the future, but they're not. I mean, it's not really a rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel any animosity towards Bruins fans at all. Capitals fans, though. Ooh, that's.
I hope Colorado
That's
used
heating up.
protection with what they did to St. Louis in this series.
Yeah, they fucked them, bro. It's not surprising to me at all. Well, it's a little surprising that it was so easily
It's
won
not.
for them.
It's not.
But it's not surprising that they
I-
won.
I don't think it was. I think the Blues were nowhere near Colorado.
No, they
Colorado.
weren't.
They had
They
to
weren't.
have Bennington play out of his goddamn school because they were already missing one of their top veterans.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just anytime a team gets swept, including my own team, it's surprising because you just think the team would put up,
I'll get it
a
out of there.
fight. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here. I think we've said
all right.
everything there is to say, and we'll let Double have a heart attack off the air. So thanks for listening to this episode of
You're
Stone
gonna have a
Sports.
heart attack, calm, or both.
Yeah, both. Both would be the way to go, bro. Follow us on all socials: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's all Stone Sports Podcast. Say goodbye, boys.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.